in this family. I got extensions. Sit up, make granny start dancing. Yeah, we know what you did, and I'm coming, I'm loaded. And I know you don't know it. I just posted up, scoping. There's a shooter outside and he quiet. There's a shooter outside and he quiet. Yeah, he quiet. Yeah, he quiet. Yeah, he quiet, then the motherfucker quiet. They know shit like I'ma shoot. 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 Yeah, diamond dance. Yeah, to get the picture. Yeah, I see you smiling. There's a shooter outside and he quiet, little nigga. All that cap rap might have to find me a nigga. All these niggas watching movie, they start jocking the image. I can't even buy it, little nigga. I know this pump it up, flip 'em, we get the drop on them crackers in Alabama. I get the order and see pull up on the Klansman. They talking about they catch a nigga, they gon' hang 'em. Catch 'em while they hanging. One by one we take 'em. I know this bitch, that bitch told she keep a secret. No, but I can't trust her. What's the point, bitch, in my business? We moving silence. No rank, little boy, keep silent. This Mac come with a silence. It's a true moment of silence, little bitch. There's a shooter outside and he quiet. There's a shooter outside and he quiet. Yeah, he quiet. Yeah, he quiet. Yeah, he quiet, then the motherfucker quiet. They know shit like I'ma shoot. 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 Yeah, diamond dance. Yeah, to get the picture. I see you smiling. Pussy boy bit. Christ return. It's gonna be some killings all in these streets. Vesture dipped in blood. No, he ain't coming in peace. It's gonna get way too ugly for the land and free. Ask yourself why, little boy, and I'm sure that you see. I don't believe in make believe. Greek mythology is way too cheap. I don't celebrate my birthday cause this shit bigger than me. Call me what you wanna call. I'ma prove it with the tongue. If these boys ever catch me, I'm going out like 7 sons. Stick my tongue, gotta put my hands on like cut that bitch off. Before I ever trade on my nation, my word or my God. All these Edomites trying to catch me cause they know I'm right. It either be a bitch or my own people that's trying to take my life. There's a shooter outside and he quiet. There's a shooter outside and he quiet. Yeah, he quiet. Yeah, he quiet. Yeah, he quiet, then the motherfucker quiet. They know shit like I'ma shoot. 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 Yeah, diamond dance. Yeah, to get the picture. I see you smiling. Pussy boy victim. That young Snoop shit, nigga. I ain't gonna lie to you though, man. I was in the mall. I was in the mall with like 2 of my niggas, man. I seen one of these rap cap ass nigga walk by, nigga. Nigga had a whole entourage and shit, nigga. He seen a real nigga walk up to him, nigga got down, hit a U-turn quick as hell with 10 niggas. I was like, God damn, what the fuck wrong with these niggas out here, bro? Man, that shit hurt my heart. Shit hurt my heart. Shit hurt my heart. Shit hurt my heart. All these rap niggas cap. All these trap niggas broke. I don't get no fucking shit. Oh, that's your main bitch, she a hoe. Man, that shit hurt my heart. And I couldn't do nothing but laugh at that shit though. I like, hey, how you see that nigga, man? You see all these niggas talk about on these songs and shit, nigga. Whole ass nigga, man. God damn. Can't believe I looked up to these niggas. Getting green, what y'all show the nigga. Now I see it's way more to the picture. You finessing up in cause you broke. That's why I don't even touch the dope. You on drugs is a flex for hoes. Tell the truth, these niggas they dumb, but they flexing on camera, get hit with that gun. I don't smoke what I pour up, I sip, and I started getting sober with my fire on my hip. Nowadays these niggas they say they, but they shooting that baby, talking about that shit bravery. They'll kill a nigga before they touch a cracker. That's the problem with these hoe trappers. That's the problem with these fuck rappers. To be honest, I pull up embarrassing. I pull up embarrassing. Ask you, boy, how you do that when them killers gon' blast for you? These rap nigga amateurs, nigga no logic. Them drugs got your brain scrambling. I ain't dead, but I'm sick and I'm tired of these lame hoe niggas with power. Nigga gay said it sold for $1. For a second, then broken the hour. Damn. Hold on, man. That shit real crazy, man. I was in the studio too with some of these rap niggas, man. The nigga had counterfeit all on the table, man. Fake ass jewelry, fake ass nigga. Hoes ain't shit with herpes and all that shit, man. You know what? I figured that shit out, man. You know what, man? Man, that shit hurt my heart. Shit hurt my heart. Shit hurt my heart. Shit hurt my heart. All these rap niggas cap. All these trap niggas broke. I don't give no fucking shit. Oh, that's your main bitch, she a hoe. And that shit hurt my heart. And then these niggas from the hood look up to these niggas still, man. I guess they don't know the mysteries. But me been a preaching problem, man, I see all through that shit, man. These lame ass niggas, man, get like me, man, get like a prince, nigga, for real. Huh? And I ain't signing shit unless that shit already up front, man. To me, I feel like right now I need 500,000 or better, man. No cap, no sweat. I know what the fuck my worth is, man. Hoe ass nigga.
Yeah.
Zacco shit. UPK nigga shoot solid.
I don't even wanna talk if you can't keep some shit I told you deep. Fuck you talking about, but you a hoe with all that gossiping. Put that on my mom, you broke the code, boy, I know you switching like a faggot that hoe, boy, you pure pussy. They say what's wrong with me. Sick and tired of these fuck boy with low more than energy. Can't talk positive, keep that shit far away from G. Cause this shit every day, but make it change or I put it all up on my shit like a bitch that say she used to know me. I can't remember shit. All this logic got me far from dummies. Ice up on my wrist like I'm shooting hoops and spraying it slowly. These bitches really ain't shit. Even the Bible let you know she hoeing. Fuck you got to say? Talking to niggas pulling burning ports. Seeking validation, can use a basic bitch called her Jehovah. All these niggas gay, yeah, all these niggas know I know it. Lame niggas in the way, boy, your spot is mine, let get reported. I walk in that bitch in the climate. I walk in that bitch and I'm shining. I walk in that call me your highness. I'm a real nigga hit with the hymen. You run, I get hit with the Heisman. Nigga acting like hoes for enlightenment. Bitch ass rust ass. I don't even wanna talk if you can't keep some shit I told you deep. Fuck you talking about, but you a hoe with all that gossiping. Put that on my mom, you broke the code, boy, I know you switching like a faggot ass hoe, boy, you pure pussy. They say what's wrong with me. Sick and tired of these fuck boy with low more than energy. Can't talk positive, keep that shit far away from G. Cause this shit every day, but make a change or I cut it deep. Listen to the G, got these diamonds down like James Brown. Let's see where I be, I see you talking to her from out of town. Stick about a bean, now that shit ain't need for fashion fool. Up and tight to cut your head off and watch it rotten too. AR-223, one hit wonder, bitch, I know I'm striking. Shout out Cub Key, no it's 2G like lightning. These niggas around the hood, no understood that I'm far from normal. UPK the shield, let you know that I don't fuck with muscles. Bitch, you talking about what, but look at me. You talking about what, boy, I'm about it. You talking about what coming at me. All these fuck nigga boss, I ain't thinking. All these fuck nigga bosses just shrinking. And lame ass lips, fuck ass nigga, weak ass baby ass gangsta. I don't even wanna talk if you can't keep some shit I told you deep. Fuck you talking about, but you a hoe with all that gossiping. Put that on my mom, you broke the code, boy, I know you switching like a faggot ass hoe, boy, you pure pussy. They say what's wrong with me. Sick and tired of these fuck boy with low more than energy. Can't talk positive, keep that shit far away from G. Cause this shit every day, but make a change or I cut it deep.
You a lame ass hoe ass bitch, boy. You know that shit deep inside you, lame ass dirt ass nigga. Take a bath. Dirt ass mouth, nigga.
Yeah, I got that power that love me so much. Do it so big I cannot be touched. Look to the hill that cometh my help, my faith in the power and not in a man. He give me the tools, I'm building my plan. Living my life of being a man. I stand up tall, my back don't bend. Dunk on demon like Shaq in his prime. Transform, no Optimus Prime. You gotta get yours, I already got mine. My power gon' live, they power gon' die. Praising the king that sit in the sky. He give me the joy, he give me the peace. stand on my feet and I pray to the east. Wisdom and knowledge, I gotta go eat. Just call me a shark, I live in the sea. Open your eyes and you're gonna see that masterpiece that I am him, cause I'm not them. I can swim above the rim of they success, and when it comes to dodging mess, yeah, I'm the king of that BS. I'm getting strong, I like the flex. UPK, we blow up next.
Time to get rich, boy, it's time to get lit, boy. She pour me a drink without asking. I don't even know little shorty or see what she post, so that bitch must be crazy. I'm way too lit, yeah, we way too lit, yeah. Showing this bitch, boy, mature ass prince, so you know a nigga flipping tables.
Yeah, and they say, all who hate us, whisper together against us. They saying all kind of false and evil things against us. But if the power is with us, then who the fuck can be against us, huh? He teach us not to fret and envy over evil deeds, to stand firm in the words, to dodge the evil schemes. Yeah, so we hold our peace and now we mute. It's only the devil, so that we rebuke. Yeah. The hands of the wicked won't drive us away. So we stand on our feet and we face the east. We trust in the Lord, so we meditate and wait. Meditating every night. We doing what's pleasing in His sight. Yeah. It's a battle that we cannot lose. It's only the power that He gave us that we couldn't refuse. Yeah. So if my enemies is hungry, then I feed them. If they thirsty, then I'ma give them a drink. I ain't gonna hold them with a knife and I ain't gonna threaten to slice. But instead I open the loaf and I just hand them a slice of the bread of life. Yeah. Many will hear and a few will take heed, but I wanna be judged by my good deeds. Yeah. Obedience. Yeah, long suffering. Patience. Yeah. UPK, we up now, later, and forever. Yeah. Hey, if y'all wanna know where y'all bitch at, she at the nearest camp trying to join our school. I'm just playing, man. I'm just playing. Hey, y'all don't put me in council, but I'm rocking it out with Officer Shaw. We in the studio. We gotta get up out of here. You heard? Yeah.
Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. Fuck that fucking job, boy, I'm sick and I'm tired. Fuck that fucking job, all that bitching and crying, and I'm saying fuck that fucking job, nigga. Fuck that fucking job, bitch. Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. Fuck that fucking job, bitch, I done had enough. Fuck that fucking job, I'm watching everybody work. Fuck that fucking job, that little pay by the hour. Yeah, fuck that fucking job, my back hurting and I'm hungry. Yeah, fuck that fucking job, nigga, on soul. Yeah, caught between the two, get this money, go home. Yeah, all these people so, now these bitches, they messy. First day I came in, I bossed up on the bosses. And they promise nigga this, promise nigga that. Want my ass to work and bring that paper back. Sean, where you been? I been taking the shit. Knowing damn well that I don't fucking sleep. Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. Fuck that fucking job,
All right. Shalom, Israel. Shalom, shalom, shalom. I'm Priest and Officer tonight, y'all. And this is Law Class, man. Y'all like, share, and comment on the class, man. Like, share, and comment. You understand? But yeah, I'm Priest and Officer tonight, y'all. This class right here is law class. And today we're gonna talk about the laws of God, man. We're gonna talk about these laws of God because a lot of people think that the laws are done away with, man. The laws ain't went nowhere. Are you Christian pastors? Y'all want to say, oh, those laws don't apply anymore, or the Old Testament laws don't apply anymore. We doing the New Testament. You understand? But here in the ISUPK, we followed the Old Testament and the New Testament, and of course the laws of the land, the laws of society. We also do that. We follow the Old Testament laws, we follow the New Testament laws, and the laws of the land, because that's just what type of people we are. You understand? We know not to break no laws, because you know that we are living in hell. You understand? We are in captivity right now. Understand? So we know not to break the laws of the land. We know what happens. We know what will happen if we break the laws of the land. You understand? And you know they either result in you going to jail, going to court, having to fight a case, going to trial. You understand? To prevent that, keep the laws of the land as well as the laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand? Keep the laws of the land. Ain't nothing wrong with keeping the laws of the land. That don't make you damn soft. They don't make you lame because you don't break no laws. You understand? I know I done broke hella laws in the world. I done broke a lot of laws in the world. Before I came into the truth, I broke a lot of laws. You understand? I sold drugs. I did drugs. I used to steal, used to rob. I did all these things in the world when I was a young man. You understand? But now I'm a man. You understand? I'm a man. This truth has molded me into a man. And I understand, like the Bible say, you're supposed to put away childish things. You understand? That's scripture. That's in the Bible. The Bible tells you to put away childish things, and that's what I had to do. Put away childish things and become a man. You understand? Hold on, let me drink this water real quick. Mouth dry. I'm dry here right now. It's like mouth dry. But yeah, man, the laws of the land, man. Ain't nothing wrong with following the laws of the land. As well as the laws of the Most High, the laws, statutes, and commandments, the Old Testament laws and the New Testament laws. Ain't nothing wrong with following the laws, man. But today I'm gonna prove that. Salagi. I guess I will see who checking in class today. We got Sister Salagi. Says I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm gonna say your last name. We got Sister Calvin in the class tonight. Give that sister a hand for checking in, man. We got Officer Lacoma one checking in as well. Get that officer a hand, man. Then we got Officer Shaw checking in, man. Get that officer a hand, man. I don't know who that is on top. We're gonna ignore that. I don't know who that is, but it's Salagi. And he got Trooper Hagunaya in the building. Salagi, get that Trooper a hand, man. I appreciate y'all checking in the class. Make sure y'all like, share, and comment. You understand? If y'all got any questions, ask them now. Understand? Or even when I'm pulling scriptures, man, make sure you ask your questions, man. And if I can't answer it, I can get a brother. I can get a brother above me that can answer it. You understand? If I don't know the answer to it, but we're gonna get started, man. All right. So Christ didn't do away with the laws, man. The laws still apply till this day, man. We got a whole bunch of Christians who think the Old Testament laws don't apply. Oh, that's Old Testament, man. That's old. We don't follow them laws no more, man. We don't follow them laws. You understand? That's cap. That ain't true. The laws still apply. The Old Testament laws still apply today, man. They still apply today. Stop listening to these pastors, man. Stop listening to these pastors who don't know what the hell they talking about. Slugging for my language. They don't know what they talking about. You understand? The laws are not done away with. The laws ain't went nowhere. You understand? But I'm gonna prove that in let me see. Y'all turn to Matthew 5:17. Y'all pull Matthew chapter 5, verse 17, man. We're gonna prove this. Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. And if anybody want to hop on the stream yard, you can. Y'all are more than welcome to hop on the stream yard. I put the link in the I put the link in the comment section. Y'all can hop on the stream yard if y'all want to, Baba Shah. All right, so Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I come to destroy the law. Like I said, the laws ain't went nowhere, man. This is in Matthew chapter 5, verse 17, man. The Lord say, think not that I come to destroy the law. And it's written in red. Whenever you see something in the Bible written in red, that is Christ speaking, man. In any book you read in this Bible, when you see red letters, this is Christ speaking. So this came out of Christ's mouth. Christ said, I'm gonna read it again. Matthew 5:17. Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets, man. The Lord ain't come to destroy the prophets. Because we right here, you understand? The real prophets is right here in the ISUPK, not in the Christian church, you understand? The prophets are not in the Christian church, man. Those are bishops. Those are deacons, you understand? We are the prophets. We are priests. I'm not a damn bishop. I'm not a deacon. I'm a priest, you understand? It's a big difference, you understand? You understand? Y'all don't understand. Bishop means master, and what? Bishop means master, and what's the other one? What's the other? I can't think of it. I just said it. But the other one means servant. You understand? Which ain't nothing wrong with being a servant. We are servants. I serve the Most High. You serve the Most High. We all servants. You understand? Ain't nothing wrong with being a servant. But I just enough on that. So like, all right. So I'm gonna read it one more time. Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets, man. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. The Lord said he I'm gonna read that one more time. So let me read that last part one more time. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill, man. The Lord said he didn't come to destroy the law. The Lord came to fulfill the law, man. He's coming to fulfill it, man. The laws ain't done. The laws are not done away with, man. All right, so I'm gonna read verse 18. Verse 18 said, "For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law," man. Not even a little bit. That's what that one jot or one tittle means, man. One jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, man. The laws are not going nowhere, man. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit, man. I'm gonna read that one more time. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass. The Lord is being sarcastic. The Lord is speaking with slang. That's how you know that this is a black book. You understand? Because we are the only people who speak in slang. We the only people who speak in code. White people don't know nothing about that. White people don't know nothing about speaking in code. We do that. That is Israel. That is black culture. White people did not write the Bible. I'm tired of y'all saying that white people wrote the Bible. The Bible was written by a white man. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't, man. This is black slang. Then the Lord, I'm gonna read that one more time. The Lord say, "For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass." Obviously, heaven and earth ain't passed. Earth is still here. Heaven is still here. Heaven ain't what a damn earth ain't went nowhere because we still here. Till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, man. Not even a little bit, man. The laws of the Lord ain't going to pass. Not one jot or one tittle shall no wise pass from the law, man. The laws ain't going nowhere. And then his last part said, "Till all be fulfilled." Until it all, like in that first verse, it say, but it's like that last verse. Verse 17 said, "I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill." And it says right here at the end, "Till all be fulfilled," man. The earth ain't going nowhere. The old laws is not going nowhere till all be fulfilled, man. You understand? All right. So let's read verse 19. Verse 19. So whosoever therefore shall break, I'm gonna read that one more time. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, man, one of the least commandments, man. That's just like lying, stealing, You understand? The 10 Commandments, which those are serious. Those are serious laws. Now, don't think 1 second just because those are small little things that a bigger punishment can't come with it. You understand? But that's something like that's kind of example of a least commandment. You understand? I'm gonna read it one more time. So whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so. So if you out here breaking the law, statutes, and the it's like if you out here breaking the least commandments and you teaching your sister so, you teaching your brother so, I'm gonna keep reading. And teach men so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven, man. You shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. You understand? And that just means you are not gonna rule over the oppressor. Because the Bible says that when heaven comes, when Christ cracked, when Christ cracked that sky and he come down with his million angel, I think it's a billion, it's like might be a million, it's like, but when he comes down with those million angels, and they come and destroy all the damn heathens and anybody who didn't serve the Most High, who didn't believe in the Most High, when he comes down with those angels and destroy everybody who didn't believe in him, and we get the kingdom of heaven, we are going to rule over our oppressor. And we all know that our oppressor is the white man. You understand? We are going to rule over those people. You understand? That is biblical. That is in the Bible. For the people who don't understand, or for the people who didn't know, we are going to rule over our oppressor. You understand? All right, so I'm gonna keep reading. So he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, and it's like, and the same shall be called great in the kingdom, man. So like how we doing in the ISUPK, we teaching our people how to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. You understand? So we are going to be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Even you understand? If you out here, you teaching your kids, your little brother, sister, your mom, your dad, whoever, if you teaching them how to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, then you will be called great in the kingdom of heaven, man. You understand? There is nothing wrong with following the law, statutes, and commandments. It's not lame. It's not lame. It ain't something like there is nothing wrong with it, man. The Bible says that these commandments are not grievous, man. You understand? All right, so we're gonna drop that. Oh, it's on Christ I don't want. You want to get up here?
Yeah, okay.
Oh, come on. Oh, sorry. I got it. I'm pass the class over to priest and officer 5,000, officer bond. Like it, it's like it by that. Like. All right, y'all give me one moment, man. I'm gonna pass the class over to Officer Bond when he get straight. But yeah, man, the laws are not going nowhere, man. There is nothing wrong with following the law, statutes, and commandments. It's not lame. It's not something. It is very necessary to do. You understand? There is nothing wrong with following the law, statutes, and commandments. We have to do these things so we can be able to get the kingdom of heaven. You who can't get the kingdom of heaven just by sitting around doing nothing and sinning, man. You can't get that. That is not how we get the kingdom of heaven. The only way you can get it is by following the law, statutes, and commandments. You understand? It's that simple. And so you ain't gonna get it just by sitting at home watching TV, depressed, eating ice cream, getting fat. You're not gonna get it like that, man. You're not gonna get it smoking weed, having sex with whores, lying, stealing, robbing, selling drugs to your people. You're not gonna get it like that. The kingdom of heaven just not gonna fall in your lap. You gotta work for it. The same way how with a job. when you at a job and you trying to get that promotion, you trying to get that manager job, or you trying to get that $20 an hour, you got to put in work for it, right? You got to do your but you got to do your 90 days or however however long it takes to hit that position. You can kind of apply that to how to get the kingdom of heaven. Apply that the same way you go to work and work your ass off to get that $20 an hour is the same way you can be in this school and study and show yourself approved and prove yourself to the Most High, man. Because the kingdom of heaven comes without observation, man. It ain't just gonna come. It's not just gonna fall in your lap. You understand? It's not just gonna fall in your lap. You have to put in work for it. You understand? But it's like I'm gonna pass the class over to also Bun.
Hey, give a hand to officer and priest and officer and they are for holding down class, man. This brother right here, man, he stays busy, man. He's always working, always doing something, always busy, man. And like he said, man, we going in the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. Tonight, man, we're gonna go into a lot of scriptures, man, to help our people out. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, he was telling you and showing you that in order for us to get the kingdom of heaven, we must keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Yesterday was the 4th of July, man. Yesterday was the 4th of July. It was the day that the people that put blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in slavery celebrated their freedom. Yesterday was the day that America celebrated their freedom in 1776, when they got their freedom from the British, while yet still having blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in slavery. Like it's hypocrisy, man. You know, we such a slave that we do everything that our slave master does. And the scriptures speak on it. It says, "Envy not thy oppressor." So we're gonna go in a little topic tonight, man. You know, one thing that we're starting to see in the black community and the black and brown and Native Indian community that is really starting to affect us more and more day by day is a mental health crisis, man. Like our people suffer badly from mental health issues, and it's starting to get worse in our communities, man. It's starting to get a lot worse out here with the mental health issues. I'm gonna show you how to fight back, man. I'm gonna show you how to fight back against this mental health issue. I'm gonna show you what you need to do in order for you to battle back against this mental health issue, man. Salakia. If you could you get Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 28?
Okay.
So like I had sent a couple what's it called to y'all, so just like some kind.
Okay. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 28.
Kind.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 28. It's like the Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart.
Right. This is the first thing that we need to realize. Our people are underneath a curse. And the reason that we are underneath these curses is because the Lord told us if we wouldn't obey and hearken unto his commandments, which is the law, statutes, and commandments, that we would have these curses fall upon us. Like the Lord said, if we didn't listen to him and follow his laws to this day, that these curses were going to fall upon us. And this is like they always saying earlier, we have to keep these commandments. This is the only thing that is going to save us, man. Getting water thrown on you ain't going to save you, man. I go to church every Sunday. Oh, he got baptized. She got baptized. And guess what? Y'all still the same people. Because what we're battling is way more powerful than what the Christian church can fix, man. The Christian church can't fix the problems that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are going through right now. They don't have a solution because they don't know the Bible and they don't know the scriptures. The Christian church tells you that you don't have to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. But the Lord said, once the children of Israel, which are black, Latinos, and Native Indians, select. You got the Bible dictionary also up?
Yeah,
like what our people have to realize is the day that the children of Israel went against the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Lord, like we put ourselves in a bad predicament. Like we went into slavery because we went against the Lord. We didn't keep his commandments, so the Lord put us in slavery. And he's always done this to the children of Israel. Whenever they disobeyed him and went against what he established for us to keep, he always put us in slavery. He always allowed certain things to happen to us. But this captivity that we are in right now is one of the worst that we've ever been in. This is the worst captivity the children of Israel have ever been in. You know what I'm saying? In Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 28 said, you can read that again now?
Oh, kind of. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness.
For madness. Does anybody know what madness is? Does anybody know what madness is? Does anybody know the definition of what madness is? Anybody can answer it. We got a good little bit of people in the chat up.
Yeah, concept. We got six views. We got concept.
Most high Christ. Con, you got it up.
Like I said, I just looked it up. The definition of madness in the Oxford Language Dictionary, and is a state of being mentally ill.
It's a what?
A state being mentally ill.
It's a what?
A state being mentally ill.
This is a state of being mentally ill. The Lord said he was going to make the children of Israel mentally ill. Let me ask you a question. Is the Jewish man mentally ill? He's a sick bastard. Salaki. The so-called Jewish man, is he mentally ill? Are they mentally ill, or are they living the best life that they could possibly? I know a nation of people that are mentally ill. I know a nation of people right now, they are mentally ill. Black, Latinos, and Native Indians, we are mentally ill. And we got some articles to back this up, man. We got some articles to show you that the scriptures and the curses that fell upon the children of Israel are actually happening right now to this day. Right now to this day, the children of Israel, which are Black, Latinos, and Native Indians, we are battling mental illness, man.
Right.
Why do you think most of y'all smoke drugs? Why do you think that you smoke weed or you like to become an alcoholic? It's because you're battling a mental illness. And one thing our people got to realize is the drugs and the alcohol can never fix this problem. It can never fix your problems. It's never gonna make things go away. It's like a pacifier. It just makes it. It's like an ointment. It just feels good for a short period of time, and then once it wears off, guess what? You're back stressing. You're back depressed. You're back battling this mental illness, man. That's why you have to come back and serve the Lord and keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Because if you don't, you're going to be cursed with madness, which is a mental illness, man. Madness is a mental illness that is plaguing the Black and brown community, man. You should see the condition of our people, man. I shared a video with Officer Natazaka, and it was a true sad video, man. It was a sister. They was trying to get on. They was trying to get in the house. The police got in her house, and they were trying to find her because they heard a baby screaming. So when the police got in the house, they're looking for this sister and her child. The police kicked the bathroom door in, and guess what they found? They found her trying to drown her 6-month-old baby. I think the baby had to be like 4 months. 4 or 5 months, she was trying to drown the baby in the bathtub. They took the baby away from him, and the baby had been stabbed in the chest and almost drowned. The police officer had to perform CPR on the baby just to bring the baby back. And I wondered to myself, I was like, for a sister to have to do that, man, it has to be something mentally wrong with the sister. And you come back to the scriptures and you find out she's a daughter of Zion who's underneath these curses, who has been stricken with madness. She's a sister who's underneath these curses and she's mentally ill. And you brothers, man, you got to be careful. The same thing for you sisters. You got to be careful who you out here having children with, man. Sex might be good. It might feel amazing. It might feel good. But you should take some time to get to know the person that you're dealing with, because that person might have some mental illnesses, man. They might not be mentally qualified for you and her to be together, or for you and him to be together. Because you have men out here too who suffer dramatically from mental health issues. And we're going to show you the statistics too, and show you who suffers the most out of the Black and brown community with mental health issues, man. Could you pull that first article up I sent to you? It says Sam Hashah. I sent it through you in Messenger.
Sam, okay, I got it. This is an article called Sam Shop, and then it says Black and African American. All right, so and it reads, in the United States, 13.6% of the population, or 45.3 million people, identified themselves as Black or African American in 2021.
So in the United States, 45.3 million people identified as Black or African American. That's a lot of people, but actually it's a small amount compared to the majority of people in America. So in the United States, 13.6% of the population, which is made up of so-called African Americans. You can go ahead if you want. Oh, you want
to? The Black immigrant population in the nation is an estimate of 4.2 million. Almost half from the Caribbean, Caribbean, and 39% from Africa. Most than half of the nation's Black and African American population lives in the South, 56%, and 17% live in the Northeast and Midwest, respectively, and 10% live in the West.
Right. So majority of your Black population lives in the South. Now, does anybody know one thing about the South that plagues Black people in the South?
Oh,
you got it out.
I was just going, slavery happened everywhere, but down here is where it mostly went down, like for real.
Right. And in 2023, what is one of the main problems that affect the Black community in the South right now? You got it out.
That damn Christian church.
That's
Christianity.
That's true, but it's something else.
Ask that again, sir. Like
in the South, what predominantly affects the Black community? But not drugs. I'm not talking about drugs, but what mainly affects the Black community in the South the most?
Slicer.
You got it.
Separated house homes or something. I ain't the word I'm looking for. Broken house homes.
That's
House
true
homes.
too, but the main root goes back to all of that. Anybody in the comment section answer?
Like I said, not at the moment. Well, I figured. I said the oppressor, the white man.
That's true. That is true. But that's not the answer though.
Officer Shaw say Stockholm syndrome,
That's true too.
and Kazak say gentrification,
That's true. But
and a sister named Lovely Mill, she said murders,
that's true too.
and she said senseless violence.
All of that is true. But I'm gonna give y'all the answer for time's sake. All the answers that y'all said were correct. Nobody had a wrong answer. But all of y'all answers was somebody else had it.
Shaw said pork.
Hey, pork stems back to the answer. Because that's true too. But the answer is poverty. Poverty, being poor. Being poor is the reason why we eat pork. Because it's cheap.
Right.
Being poor is the reason why we murder and kill each other. Because we're poor. When you poor, it becomes frustration, comes anger. It's hard to be around somebody when you're poor. Somebody said separated households. You said separated households. The reason why a lot of those households get separate is because of poverty. You're poor. What are y'all arguing about most of the time? You ain't got no money. You are broke in where? You are broke in. If you broke too, you ain't got nothing going for yourself. Poverty. Christian church robs you blind, pushes you more into poverty. And this all stems back to the mental health crisis also in the Black and brown community. You can read that whenever you get a chance.
That's like the poverty rate of Black and African Americans 21.7%. It's twice than the non-Hispanic white Americans, 9.5%.
Do you know what that means? That means that Black people are twice as poor as white America. And it's only 9.5% of them that are living in poverty. That's only 9.5% of so-called Caucasian people who are living in poverty. We double that by 21.7%. 21.7% of Black people live in poverty-stricken households, man. You can go ahead, Al.
Like roughly 10% of Black and African Americans are not covered by health insurance.
Go ahead.
Compared with about 6% of non-Hispanic white Americans.
Come on, man. Like 10% is a low number because there are actually more Black people. It's Black people that are working on jobs who don't have health insurance. There are Black and brown people working on jobs and we don't have health insurance. Go ahead.
Then there's another one says behavioral health concerns.
Right.
According to the 2021 National Survey on Drug Use and Health, the NSDUH, 21% of Black African Americans reported having a mental illness, compared to 23.9% of non-Hispanic whites. However, just 39% of Black and African Americans receive mental health services, compared to non-Hispanic whites, 52%.
So you got to think about it. Half of so-called Caucasian people who have mental health issues, they get help. They get help. and 39% of our people get help. Go ahead.
Black Americans have similar rates of substance use of this like Black Americans have similar rates of substance use disorder, 17% as non-Hispanic whites, but higher rates of higher rates is illicit drug use.
Read that again.
It's like but higher rates of illicit drug use.
We have a higher rate of illicit drug use, meaning so they say. They say that we do more drugs than so-called Caucasian people.
Good night.
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
We do drugs, but goddamn.
That's a lie.
You can read it. You can read it. Go ahead and read the numbers on it.
It's like 24.3 versus 22.5 respectively.
Okay, think about it. There are more Caucasian people in America than black people. There are more. But with the numbers, that's what makes us higher, because it's not a lot of us in America. It's not a lot of so-called African Americans here in America like everybody thinks. It's a lot of us here, but the so-called Caucasian race, they make up majority of the number of people in here. And with them having a higher rate of people, 23%, 22.5% of them use drugs. With us having a low percentage of people, 24.3% of our people use drugs.
Right.
So you got to think about the number of black people in America. They said it was 45 million. So out of 45 million, you subtract 24.3% of those people, and you find out how many people are on drugs. That is a high. No, that's a high number. That's more than half of our people are on drugs in the black community, and that is true. That is true. Everybody smoke weed. Your rappers smoke weed. Everybody's smoking weed, popping pills. What else they got out here? I don't know what else they got out here. Meth. Is crack still famous?
Yeah, to a certain extent.
You can go ahead, out.
And unmet treatment needs 16.4 versus 15.7 respectively.
All right, so then out of that number, 16.4% of our people don't get any treatment for their drug abuse. Why don't people get treatment for their drug abuse? You got it out.
Slicer, you say for their drug use?
Yeah, why don't black people get treatment for their drug abuse?
Because for one, the addiction.
That's true.
The addiction, and then they just don't want to stop doing drugs.
That's it. That's it. Give them a hand. That's it. That's it. They don't. A lot of our people don't want to stop doing drugs.
Like I said, I made
Officer
Shaw say poverty, and also they don't think they have a problem.
That's the answer that I was looking for right there. That's the answer. A lot of our people don't even think that they have a problem. That's why people smoke weed. They don't even. You like, man, you got to stop smoking weed. What do they say to you? Why I got to stop smoking weed? It's from the earth. Ain't that wrong with smoking weed? The only time smoking weed becomes a problem is when you get arrested. You get arrested, then the police and the judge, they put you in a drug rehab program, and that's when you start to come to a realization that maybe I do have a problem. A lot of our people won't stop doing drugs until when? What, somebody called DSS on you? Right. You in there smoking weed, and then somebody called DSS on you, and they take your kids. I've seen it happen. They take your kids, and then what? You think you're going to stop smoking weed then? You think you're going to really stop smoking weed after they take your kids? You would think some people would, but a lot of people don't. It's because they don't think that they have a problem. And they run to the drugs. They run to the alcohol, the drugs. And they think this is the way to get them out of the situation that they're in. You can go ahead, up.
A report published in November 2021 by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention shows suicide rates decreased in the United States by 3% in 2020, but increased among many men of color.
But it increased the what?
Many men of color.
So suicide rate, it decreased by 3%, but it increased among many of men of color, meaning black and brown men. Why were we committing suicide at a high number in 2020? What was going on in 2020, y'all?
That COVID-19.
COVID-19 hit in 2020. And what do you think happened to these black men who got affected by COVID? Because a lot of jobs shut down.
Right.
Brothers wasn't able to work. And when they weren't able to work, what do you think started to happen to these men that were on child support, that was paying probation, that was taking care of the household and the family? What do you think happened to them? They wanted to commit suicide. Some people can't stand to see their kids hungry. Some people can't stand to see their family about to be evicted from their house and there's nothing they can do. Some men fall weak and they commit suicide, which is something that we should not be doing. And this is why it's so important for the school, man, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. It is very important, man. And you got to thank General Yohana and the generals and the captains, man, and the officers, the brothers and the sisters, man, and the children for what we do inside of this school, man, because we show our people a different way on how to battle drug addiction, how to battle all type of things that you're dealing with in your life so you can become a new person, man. Because your church ain't going to tell you to stop. They're going to tell you, the Lord, he'll help you. Those pastors don't give a damn about you. And that's the reason why the ghetto is in the condition that it's in right now. Because they sold us out when we was at our weakest point, man. Like we are underneath the curses of the Lord, and your Christian pastors don't even know that. Like, how can he call himself a man of God when he doesn't even understand the plot of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? He doesn't understand that we are underneath these curses. We are in poverty. We have been stricken with madness, which is a mental health issue. You can go ahead, Art.
Okay. But increased among many men of color, including black men during that period. Suicide was the third leading cause of death among African Americans.
Read that again.
Suicide was the third leading cause of death among black African Americans. Also, I read it all wrong. Suicide was the third leading cause of death among African Americans. 10 to 24 years old.
10 to 24 years old. Go ahead.
And African American men, 25 to 34.
These are all the young generations of our people. From 10 to 35, the suicide rate increased at a higher number amongst our men. This is your military. This is the Lord's military, right? These are your men who are supposed to be fighting for you. They can't even fight anymore, so they're just committing suicide, man. Battling depression. Trying to fight back and do all of these different things so they could come out of this depressed state that they're in.
Right.
But this world continues to beat black and brown men down and to grind us into powder. And guess who helps them out? Guess who helps them stump us into the ground even more? Our sisters, man. A lot of our sisters have turned their back on us because they're suffering as well. They're suffering as well, and they trying to get a way out of it. And rather than sticking with their brother that you laid down and had sex with, I don't turn their back on each other, man. And it ends us up in this position. You can go ahead and read it.
Black and African Americans and other minority groups experience barriers to behavioral health services and care, including experience of bias stemming from historical, structural, and systematic racism and discrimination.
So they're telling you in the scriptures that a lot of the mental health that black and brown men deal with, it stems back from their experience from a historical structure. And what was their structure? It was built off systematic racism and discrimination. Like we still deal with that now. You go to a job, they just ended affirmative action. They just ended affirmative action, meaning that these people don't have to give you a job if they don't want to. But guess what? That systematic racism and discrimination leads to mental health issues among the black and brown community. Like now, since they have ended, dang, I just had it in my head. Since they have ended affirmative action, you're gonna have a lot more of our men in a darker position in their lives. Because nobody wants to go to them HBUs like that. Nobody wants to go to them HBUs. Everybody wants to go to the oppressors' colleges. Let our colleges get torn down and just be nothing. You can go ahead, Art.
Okay. Mental health stigma which hinders Black and African Americans from seeking help.
Right. The mental health stigma which hinders Black and African Americans from seeking help. What's the mental health stigma? Let me Google it for you. Let me find this for you. Right. Okay. Let me tell you what that mental health stigma is. That mental health stigma. This is some of the examples of it. It's when someone with a mental illness is called dangerous, crazy, or incompetent rather than unwell. Like, and this is some more examples of it. It says, in this is an example of the stigma. It is also stigma when a person with mental illness is mocked or called weak for seeking help. Stigma often involves inaccurate stereotypes. So who does that sound like in the community right now? That sounds like what Black men deal with every day. You might be going through some mental health issue. What everybody say? Oh man, that nigga crazy. You be out there acting out like they look at you. Oh man, he crazy, man. He crazy. Brother really come to you, but I need some help, man. I need some help. Like, man, you being a B. You being a cow, you being a P, man. What's wrong with you, man? You up here acting soft. you acting like a hoe. But in all actuality, a lot of these brothers need help, man. A lot of these brothers don't know how to battle this mental health issue, which is a demon. Not a demon, but which is a curse. Which is a curse on Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian, man. And your church is not going to teach you this, man. Your pastor gonna come in there and put his hands on somebody's head who suffers from mental health issue and gonna start shaking their head and acting like they relieving them of a demon that's on them.
Right. Oh, I got a video too now.
You can show it if you want to.
It's on. It ain't on YouTube. It's on my phone, but man, let me see if I still got it. Man, it's like sir.
Yeah.
I'm about to see if I can put it on the thing.
Yeah, let's see that video.
It's on my phone. I'm gonna show you after I show this.
I'm
about to show it now. I wonder if I can play it out loud. tonight. I don't think it's an audio. No, it ain't. See, the little girl is trying to act like she possessed, and the white man, he a pastor, he trying to get the demon up out of. That's it. That's all I'm gonna show. I'm gonna show it to you so you can see. There you go.
Innocent little sister.
That's a little girl, and he trying to get the demon out of her.
Come on, man. God damn. I can't even watch it. I can't even watch it. I can't even watch it. It's so disgusting, man. Like that devil, that bastard, he takes it for a joke. He takes it for a joke. If you could you read the rest of that scripture that we had in Deuteronomy?
Okay. When we go to the next verse.
You can just finish in 28.
All right.
You can start
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness.
And what?
And blindness.
Could you go to disease in the Bible dictionary? Go to disease in the Bible dictionary. Disease, kind. It's in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary.
Okay, I got it.
Go all the way to the bottom. It should have blindness at the bottom. If you want it, I'll find it for you.
It's highlighted. Nervous mental disease. Yeah, I don't think I see it.
Can I find it? Yeah, this is my old copy right here. Yep, it's right here at the bottom. You can see it. It says, it says disease of the eyes, epidemic blindness. And then it goes to some more. Then it goes to some other dictionary. It's right there with blindness. You'll see it down at the bottom.
Oh, okay, I see it. All right, this is the definition of diseases. It says in infirmity, nervous and mental diseases.
And what?
And mental diseases.
This is a mental disease. Another word for a mental disease is a mental illness. A mental illness is a mental disease. And this is something that the Lord would plague us with, man. He plagued us with this, man. Like, this is a curse. This is a curse, man. A mental disease. Also, today they call it a mental illness. But the scripture calls it blindness. You can go ahead and keep reading the definition. Not definition, but you can read the rest of that scripture. So
Like,
matter of fact, let me get you a definition of blindness. Don't worry about it. You can go to the standard. You can keep reading the rest of it.
it's like okay, madness and blindness and astonishment of heart.
And what?
And astonishment of heart.
An astonishment of the heart. What does the definition of astonishment mean? I'm gonna pull it for you. I'm gonna go ahead and get it for you for time's sake. But astonishment means a great surprise. But when you look at the words, the similarity of the words, it goes to confusion. It goes to what is the other one that I had? Yeah, it goes to confusion, disbelief, dismay. Like these are some of the things that affect our people, man. It's confusion. You know what I'm saying? That's something that plagues the black community right now. We live in confusion, man. With having these mental health issues, we also live in confusion. We're confused about everything. We're confused about our health. You know, I remember when COVID hit, what was everybody saying? Don't take the shot. Don't take the shot. And then brothers and sisters started dying at an alarming rate in the black and brown community because we didn't want to take the shot. Because we living in confusion. Right now, the black and brown community, what's going on with us now? It's homosexuality. Brothers and sisters don't know if they're a man or a woman. It all stems back from confusion,
Right.
which is something the Lord plagued us with, man. Because we didn't want to keep his laws. This curse, right? This is just one of many curses, man. Like that madness, it has destroyed the black and brown community. The blindness, which is confusion. The blindness, which is a mental illness. And then the astonishment of the heart, meaning the confusion of your mind. You're confused in your mind, man. You don't know what's going on in here. This is why people are all over the place. We everywhere. You don't know what the hell to do. Come on, man. We underneath these curses bad, and it's time for the children of Israel to wake up, man, and come back and serve the Lord, man. Let me get some more scriptures for y'all. We're going to show you in the scriptures, man, how you're supposed to, how you should fight back against these things that we're dealing with, man. And we're going to show you how, mental health issues is also a part of the curses, man. All right, we're going to show you that a lot of our people that are dealing with mental health issues, man, that is demonic possession, man. We're going to show you. We're going to show you right in the scriptures, man. All right. Could you get Matthew 4:24?
Right. This is Matthew 4:24. And his fame went throughout all Syria.
Now, who is this talking about? Go ahead. Who was famous during this time? No, we're in the book of Matthew, so who is this talking about? This is Christ.
God.
This is Christ. This is talking about Christ. His fame had went throughout all Syria because Christ was healing people during this time. You can go ahead.
And his fame went throughout all of Syria, and they brought unto him all sick people that were taken with divers disease.
Now, what did we say? What is diseases in the Bible? These are plagues. These are things that affect our people. Mental health issues, other things like other diseases. These are things that the Lord plagued the children of Israel with, man, since we're underneath these curses. Go ahead.
And torment.
And what?
And torment.
Come on, we was tormented by these things, man. Go ahead.
And those which were possessed with devils.
They were possessed with what?
With devils.
Come on, go ahead.
And those which were lunatic.
With what?
With lunatic.
What's the definition of lunatic? All right, I get it for you. I will get it for you.
I got it. It's like, it's like I think it just means like maniac, a madman.
You gotta get that definition.
It's like
You gotta get that definition. That definition ties right in
okay, I got it.
to what we talking about.
The definition of lunatic is a mentally ill person.
A what?
A mentally ill person.
A what?
Mentally ill person.
Christ was healing what?
A mentally ill person.
Come on, man. The UPK heals people who are mentally ill, man. Come on, man. Your church can't heal nobody. They can't even heal you from a paper cut. You're gonna get a paper cut. He gonna say, pray on it. Let the Lord will take the wheel. Nigga, it's just a paper cut.
It's like
Pastor can't even get you off drugs. We've seen brothers and sisters coming here with mental health issues. And if you listen to what the priests and prophets are telling you in the ISUPK, you can fight back those demons, man. Because you don't understand that these things that you are battling, these are unclean spirits that are upon our people, man. Come on, Christ went and helped our people that were lunatics. They call you a lunatic now. What they say about you? You a damn. Oh, he crazy. Oh, hey, y'all, be careful with him. He a lunatic. Oh man, get the hell away from here. They say you crazy, but that's the stigma that has been put on black and brown people when we're dealing with mental health issues. Why do you think brothers that have mental health issues, what do the cops do as soon as they pull up on them? Our brother got a mental health issue. What is the cop's solution to fixing that problem? You got it up.
Cops.
What's the solution to fixing the problem with a brother or sister that has a mental health issue?
It's like something mate.
Go ahead.
Take his life.
Take his life. That's exactly what they do. They are is right. That's what the police's solution is. You don't see Christ taking anybody's life. Right. You didn't see Christ out there telling, nigga, get on the ground. Get on the ground, nigga. And Christ was dealing with all type of situations with our brothers and sisters. And this goes to show you that you can help people that have mental health issues, man. You don't have to gun them down in the damn streets like they some kind of dog. Because that's what the police do to black and brown people. They don't even make a solution. They don't even try to come up with a solution to help us. They just shoot you down in the streets and label you crazy. That's why the article we was reading, it said that a lot of our men, we get what's that called? What is it? Damn, Salaki. I just had it in my head. Salaki. They just said that and always remember this. Black and brown people, remember this right here. whenever a cop kills a brother, and they always like to say what's that? What's the word? I'm gonna get it for you. I'm gonna get it for you right now. It's like I just had it. God,
It's like, so we got a comment.
Con.
Sister, I'm about to butcher her name again. Sister Yaila.
Con.
Sister,
Shalom, y'all Shamar thought about some y'all shot, sis.
Sister Yaila said, I was watching a YouTube documentary, and a herbalist was saying that a lot of our trauma, anger, depression is passed down from generation to generation through our actual blood. Is that true?
That is true. That is true. The generals brought that out a while back. General Yohana and General Muhammad brought that out. That a lot of our mental. That's why they always tell you when a woman's pregnant, don't argue with her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of children be born with PTSD.
Right.
It's because it's been passed down from generation to generation. You think about it. You think about what our people went through in slavery. You think about what them brothers and sisters went through when they were coming off them slave ships. You think about that. You think about all of the trauma that was passed down from generation to generation to generation to generation to generation. And you look at us now in the condition that we're in now, because this is a generational curse.
Mm-hmm.
You got it out.
It's like, so if I make, it's kind of like dogs, even though we different in dogs, but it's kind of like when you breed dogs. If you breed a dog that likes to dig holes,
right,
you're going to get babies that dig holes. They call them what's the word they call them? They call them I can't think of the word. I mean, we would call them mutts, but it's another word. It'll probably come to me.
It's a more political term for them type of dog.
I'm trying to think of the word.
Julie gonna call her, man, that dog a damn mutt. Ain't no pit.
Yeah, right. But it's a word that I can't think of. It might come to me. But yeah, it's kind of like when you breed a dog. Like if a dog digs holes or anything like that, it's going to run into that other. It's going to run into the baby's genetics some type of way, and that puppy is going to end up doing the same thing the mother or the father did. Because it's crazy. So I think it's true as well.
Right, and guess what? That's why a lot of people like say, "Oh, the apple don't fall too far from the tree." You act just like your daddy, because he has a lot of trauma that was passed down from his father to him through his blood. Because this is a generational curse amongst the children of Israel. Just like the oppressors like to kill everything moving, we suffer from mental health issues because this is a generational curse. The Lord told us in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 that if we didn't listen to him and follow his commandments, we would be stricken with these curses till this day. Till this day. You can't run away from it. You can't get away from it. You think like a lot. I seen a lot of black people and the Latinos and Native Indians. We always say my kids ain't gonna go through what I went through, and your kids grow up going through the same thing you went through.
Right.
You can't escape these curses. You have to serve the Lord, and the ISUPK underneath Commanding General Yohana is helping our people to fight back, man. All right, so look, this is like whenever you see somebody label somebody with a mental illness that's crazy, like somebody might really have a mental illness. Everybody likes to say, "Oh, he crazy," you know, he's stupid. Something wrong with him, man. F him. That is a mental stigma. That is a mental stigma that America has pushed on black and brown people. And there are 4 types of mental stigmas that y'all need to learn about. All right. Let me get it right here. All right. Mental health stigma is defined as the disgrace, social disapproval, or social discrediting of individuals with a mental health problem. Think about that, man. Somebody with a mental health stigma, they're looked at as a disgrace. You looked at as a disgrace. Or you a social disapproval, meaning, oh, he don't fit in. You can't take that nigga nowhere. Every time he come around, he always starting some shit. Oh, here she go. Here she go. Here go Keisha with her stupid ass. Nah, don't tell her to come over here. Like, y'all don't understand. A lot of these brothers and sisters are dealing with mental health situations, man. They have a mental illness. Weed ain't gonna help it. Weed's gonna make it worse. Going to church is going to make it worse. Being in here is gonna help you, man.
Right.
All right, let me keep reading some more. All right. Oh crap. All right. It says social discrediting. So social discrediting means like you can't be around nobody. You can't be around nobody. Let me read some more. Ignorance, status loss, low self-esteem. These are things that affect people with a mental health stigma, man. These are the things that people with mental health stigma, this is how the world views them. This is how the world views them. All right. I'm going to go ahead and read this also. I'm going to read this. I'm going to get back to the scripture. It says, literature identifies multiple dimensions or types of mental health related stigmas, including self-stigma, public stigma, professional stigma, and institutional stigma. Self-stigma refers to negative attitudes of the individual to his or her own mental illness, and is also referred to as internalized stigma. Self-stigma has been related to poor outcomes such as a failure to access treatment, disempowerment, reduced self-efficacy, and decreased quality of life, which stems back to suicide. Public stigma refers to negative attitudes towards those with mental illness held by the general public. So when the public looks at you like a disapproval, this is called public stigma. When people have a negative attitude towards somebody who has a mental health issue, that goes on a lot. And you know, America likes to say, you shouldn't bully nobody. Well, you bastards bully a lot of black and brown people. That's called public stigma. All right. So, like, let me keep going. Often based on microconceptions, fear. So, like, often based on microconceptions, fear, and prejudice. Related to public stigma is perceived stigma, which is defined as an individual's belief about the attitudes of others towards mental illness. All right. Professional stigma occurs when healthcare professionals hold stigmatization attitudes towards their patients, which are often based on fear or misunderstandings of the causes and symptoms of mental illness, or when professionals themselves experience stigmas from the public or other healthcare professionals because of their work in connection with stigmatized individuals. All right. All right, I'm gonna get off that. So, like, we're gonna get back to these scriptures. All right. If you could, we're gonna show you how Christ helped brothers and sisters, man, fight through these demons, man. All right, could you get Matthew chapter 17, verse 14?
Matthew chapter 17, verse 14. And when they came, and when they were come to the multitude, they came to him a certain man, kneeling down to him, saying, verse 15, Lord, have mercy on my son.
Do what?
Lord, have mercy on my son.
Now, this is Christ with the disciples, with the apostles. This is Christ with the 12 disciples with him. They're going through city to city, man, all over. And there was a certain man that came up to Christ and he said, Lord, have mercy on my son. Go ahead.
For he is lunatic.
For what?
For he is lunatic.
So he said his son has a mental illness. Go ahead.
And sore vexed. And sore vexed. For oftentimes he fallen into the fire and often into the water.
So his son hurts himself. His son has a mental health issue to where he wants to hurt himself. Go ahead.
Verse 16, I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. Verse 17, then Jesus answered and said, O faithfulness, faithless and preserved generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer with you? Bring him hither to me. Verse 18, and Jesus rebuked the devil.
And Jesus did what?
Rebuked the devil.
And Yahushua did what?
Rebuked the devil.
Yahushua rebuked the devil. This mental health issue is what?
Rebuked the devil.
Go ahead.
And he departed out of him. And the child was cured from that very hour.
That child was cured from that very hour, man. What you see happening to a lot of our people, you see somebody talking to themselves, they be walking, they talking to themselves, walking down the street talking to themselves. You look at them like, what in the hell is wrong with them? What you don't understand is that they're battling a demon. They're trying to battle a demon that, and the battle that they're fighting against, they're not winning. So like it. So like it. I'm gonna get another scripture. Let me get some more scriptures for you. You got any questions or anything?
We got some comments from when we were talking about, I think from when I brought up the dog. Also, Azak Shapar said an enlistination or natural tendency to behave in a particular way. This is called propensity.
But at the Kazakh Shapar, man. Powerful brother, man. If you could you get Mark chapter 5, verse 1?
This is the book of Mark, chapter 5, verse 1. And they came over unto the other side of the sea, into the country of Gardanes. Into the country of Gardanes. I think I'm saying that right.
Garneas.
Garneas, I like it. Do you want to read verse 2, sir?
Come.
That's like it. Verse 2. And when he was come out of the ship, immediately there met him out of this tomb a man with an unclean spirit.
Right. So this was a man living in a graveyard. This man living in the graveyard, the scripture said he had a what?
Unclean spirit.
This man had an unclean spirit. This brother's out there. Like, imagine right now, right? Let's say right now, 2023. You see a man living in the graveyard. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? You gonna have that you're gonna have what the society likes to call shalagia. You're gonna have what they like to call shalagia. Mental health stigma. You're gonna have a mental health stigma towards this brother living in this damn graveyard. You're gonna see him, you're gonna say, oh, this nigga is crazy and dangerous. But Christ knew something that America doesn't understand. But the UPK does understand. We understand when you see brothers and sisters who are mentally ill, we understand that they're battling unclean spirits, man. They're battling the demon that they can't get off. Listen, weed addiction is a demon. Why do you think when you get off drugs, you act different? What is everybody when somebody get off drugs? What they say? What do they say when somebody smoke crack? They get off crack and they've been off crack for a whole year. What do they say? You a whole different person.
Right.
Yes, he is. Yes, she is. Because that demon isn't on them anymore. Same thing when you get off the weed. Your mind get better. What people say, oh man, I can think straight now. Yeah, that demon ain't on your ass no more. It's still there, but it's not in control anymore because you learn how to fight back. You got sexual demons. That demon that make you want to always have sex, you can't get enough. You just damn, I gotta get something. I need to take a cold shower. That's a demon. That's a demon. These people be out here raping these kids and stuff like that. That's a demon, man. They need help. Go ahead. Baba Kushah.
Okay. And all right, I'm gonna read that again. So he had his dwelling among the tombs, and no man could bend him.
No man could bind him.
Oh, it's like bind him. It's like no, not with chains.
With what?
No, not with chains.
Imagine you put handcuffs on him and this man break them handcuffs off. You better get the hell up out of there.
Right.
Police come put handcuffs on the heat. You know what? You got it, brother. It's your world. I ain't have a problem from the get-go. Go ahead.
Verse 4, because that he had been often bound with fetters and chains, and the chains had been plucked asunder by him, and fetters broken in pieces. Neither could any man tame him. Verse 5.
No man could tame him. So what if this is a man that nobody can get control over? What does that mean he's doing to most of the people that try to tame him? You turn off, you good. What is this man doing? If no man can stop this man, what is he usually doing to everybody that tries to stop him? Say it in hood terms.
It's like you say, what is he doing to the man that's trying to?
Yeah, if this man right here, nobody can stop him. Like this man, he's been chained. He don't broke off the chains. People don't try to, get him under control, and they couldn't control him. What was he doing to them people that were trying to control, like trying to stop him from, being crazy? What was he doing to most of them? Say it in hood terms.
He whooping them niggas ass.
He was whooping ass. Nobody can stop him. Hey, go ahead.
Okay, verse 5. And always, night and day, he was in the mountains and in the tombs, crying and cutting himself with stones.
And he was doing what?
Cutting himself with stones.
This man was depressed. He was suicidal. You ever seen somebody cut themselves? This man cut himself with stones. Somebody that's cutting themselves and always crying, meaning they always just sad and depressed, and you gotta stop. I'm tired of living. I'm gonna kill myself. That's somebody who has a demon on them.
Right.
That's a demon. They call it's an unclean spirit, but it's a demon. Go ahead.
Verse 6. But when he saw Ahawashah afar off, he ran and worshiped him.
Damn, the spirit, that man seen Christ and came and worshiped him. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And cried with a loud voice and said, what have I to do with thee, Ahawashah, thou son of the Most High God?
Go ahead.
I adjure thee I think that's mean adore.
Adore, yep.
Oh yeah. I adore thee by God, that thou torment me not.
Right, go ahead.
Verse 8, for he said unto him, come out the man, that unclean spirit.
So Christ already knew what this was. Christ knew this was an unclean spirit on this man. And that's what we know in the Israelite school and in the Universal Practical Knowledge. We know that our people that are in these streets who are, drug addicts, sisters dealing with prostitution, and brothers that we want to murder and kill, we understand that that is a demon. It's an unclean spirit. Go ahead.
Verse 9, and he asked him, what is thy name? And he answered, saying, my name is Legion. For we are many.
For what?
For we are many.
This brother didn't just have one spirit. This brother had many. Go ahead.
Verse 10, and he besought him much that he would not send them away of the country. Send them away out of the country. Verse 11, now there was there nigh unto the mountains a great herd of swine feeding. Verse 12, and all the devils besought him, saying, send us into the swine, that way we may enter into them. Verse 13, and forthwith Ahawashai gave them leave, and the unclean spirits went out and entered into the swine, and the herd ran violently down the steep place in the sea. They were about 2,000, and they choked in the sea.
God damn, you think about that. 7 demons wiped out, not 7 demons, but a legion of demons wiped out a herd of 2,000 pigs. Because that demon wants to kill. It wants you to kill yourself. Yeah, if you could, we're going to go to, if you can get Acts chapter 19. Could you get Acts chapter 19, verse 10?
Acts chapter 19, verse 10. And this continued by the space of 2 years, so that all they which dwelt in Asia heard the word of the Lord Jesus, both Jews and Greeks. Verse 11, and God wrought special miracles by the hands of Paul. Verse 12, so that from his body were brought unto the sick handkerchiefs of aprons, and diseases departed from them, and the evil spirits went out of them.
The what?
The evil spirits went out of them.
So these diseases, which are mental illnesses and all other type of things that plague our people, those are evil spirits, man. People don't understand, right? We live in a dimension that's different from the dimension that the angels that are in. It's certain things that we can't see. Like you might have somebody who can't talk, who can't see. To us, you think, oh, he just blind. He can't talk and he see. But in all actuality, if you can see in the other dimension, there's an angel with his hands over his mouth and over his eyes, preventing him from being able to speak, preventing him from being able to see. And it's the same thing with the brothers and sisters today. Like some of our people are mentally ill because they're battling evil spirits, man. Every spirit has a job. Every spirit. Go ahead.
Verse 13. Then certain of the vagabond Jews.
Right. They're like a fate. This is a fate. This is like a fate leader back then.
Exorcists took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits.
Right. So this is a bunch of vagabond Jews who wanted to do like Christ did. Something like, the IUIC. They want to do what we do. Go ahead.
Which had evil spirits, the name of the Lord Yahushua, saying, we adore you by Jesus, it's like by Yahushua, whom Paul preaches.
Right. So now you got these fake Israelites. That's what I'm calling them. You got these vagabond Jews who try to do what Paul was doing and what Christ was doing, saying, we're gonna get this demon out of you by the name of Yahushua, whom Paul preaches. We're gonna get this demon out of you. Go ahead.
Verse 14. And there were 7 sons of one Segba, and it's like one Segba, a Jew, a chief of the priests, which did so. Verse 15. And the evil spirit answered and said,
the what?
The evil spirit answered and said,
this was a man talking, but what they didn't realize, this was the evil spirit talking. Go ahead.
Yahushua, I know.
And what?
Yahushua, I know. And Paul, I know. But who are ye? God
damn. This man talking to him. They see the man talking, but they don't understand this is an evil spirit talking. That spirit said, Yahushua, I know. Paul, I know. But who in the hell are you? Go ahead.
Verse 16. And the man in whom the evil spirit was leaped on them and overcame them and prevailed against them, so that they fled out of the house naked and wounded.
God damn. He beat up 7 people by himself. This man beat up 7 sons. All brothers. This one man beat the hell out of everybody. He beat them out of their clothes. They were naked and wounded. God damn, y'all better stop playing out here, man. Listen, if you don't know how to battle these demons, man, you might want to stop playing around. This is why we always publish on our videos that these men are trained. These are professionals. We're not like the. Why do you think the IUIC gets shot? Why do you think they out there getting shot? Because these evil spirits don't know them. These evil spirits looking like, hey, listen. Look, I know General Yohana. I know your house, but who you niggas is? Pow, 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 pow. Look, it ain't over yet. You're going to see more and more that's happening to these fake Israelite groups. Not just to the IUIC, but to all of these fake Israelite groups. All right, let me get some more scriptures for you before we close out. All right, let me get Luke chapter 4, verse 33.
Okay. This is Luke chapter 4, verse 33. And in the synagogue there was a man which had a spirit of an unclean devil, and cried out with a loud voice. Verse 34, saying, Let us alone. What have we to do with thee, thou Yahushua of Nazareth? Art thou come to destroy us?
The damn demon said, are you come to destroy us? Go ahead.
I know thee who thou art, the Holy One of God.
Damn, the demon knew who Christ was. Go ahead.
Verse 35, and Yahushua rebuked him, saying, Hold thy peace, and come out of him. And when the devil had thrown him in the midst, he came out of him and hurt him not.
Damn, the demons, this is what y'all got to understand, man. These demons that are upon our people, these demons want to hurt you. They want you to kill yourself. They want you to go out there and be drunk and high and get shot by the police. This is a demon's job, is to hurt you, man. If you could, I get Acts chapter 16, verse 16. I'm just showing y'all in the scriptures these demons, like how they affect our people today. Like when you see people out here with mental health issues, talking to themselves and yelling and screaming, just understand that is a an unclean spirit that is on them. That's a demon that's on them. It's a devil that's on them. We're gonna show you a sister who has an unclean spirit on you. And you can compare this scripture to how sisters are today in the world. Go ahead.
This is Acts chapter 16, verse 16, right?
Come.
And it came to pass, as we went to pray, a certain damsel possessed with a spirit of
divination
met us.
Let me get the definition of the word divination.
Come. This is the definition of divination.
Hey, you listen to this right here, rock worshipers and the people that do them damn cards. Go ahead.
In the Oxford Language Dictionary, the practice of seeing knowledge of the future or the unknown by supernatural means.
Good
night.
You see a lot of that today. What's them cards called that them sisters be using?
Tarot cards.
Them tarot cards. All you tarot card readers and you sage burners and you rock worshipers, you have a spirit of divination, which is sorcery and witchcraft. When y'all see them sisters on the YouTube with those damn stupid ass cards, or Facebook, they got their cards. I can read to you your history. And she put the card, bitch, what's your history? Where you gonna be at for 5 years from now? She, damn, that's a good ass question. I don't know. That ain't real. That is a spirit of divination. Go ahead.
Okay. Which brought her masters much gain by soothsaying.
By what?
By soothsaying.
By what?
Soothsaying.
Have you ever heard of the lady, Mrs. What was her name? Mrs. Clark, the lady with the Benjamite voice. She was like, yeah, come learn your history. Come learn what is going to happen. Miss Clarice, something like that. She used to be back in the day. I remember when I was young, they used to always have her on late at night. And all y'all stupid ass sisters would call into her. I ain't talking about sisters in the school. I'm just saying back then you had sisters who were very, very, very unlearned. And they would call in to this sister, Miss Clarice, and tell about what they going through. And she would like, well, let me help you with your problems that you're going through. And she would pull out 6 cards and your man, your husband, he's not home right now. No, he's not home right now. You're right. He says he's at work. Yeah, he says he's at work. He's with another woman. No. Nigga is at work. He is at work, sis. Hell, if he is with another woman, I understand why. You up here reading these damn cards. This nigga knows something is wrong with you. He's scared. Like, man, this is crazy, man. She reading these damn cards, telling me that I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I don't want to be around her no more. And when you have sisters like that, there are people that prey on sisters like that. There are people that prey on sisters like that to get money through soothsaying. They do it now. Them stupid ass TV shows y'all be watching, them sisters be on there gossiping, talking about, girl, if your man doing this and doing that. Listen, that is a spirit of divination, man. These sisters get much gain by soothsaying. And you got weak ass brothers who do the same thing. Matter of fact, we was watching one. What was that brother name? We was watching one. He was top. He was one. He made the list for top simps.
I can't remember his name.
But he's another brother who has a demon on him also, because that brother was molested, and he has a demon on him that he does not know how to battle. So now he has made much for his masters by soothsaying to you women. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 17, and the same followed Paul and us, and cried, saying, these men are the servants of the Most High God, which shew unto us the way of salvation.
Right. So you would think this sister was helping the disciples, man. She behind them. Oh, these are the priests and prophets of the Lord. These are the priests and prophets of the Lord. These are the men of the Lord who show us the way unto salvation. Listen, Paul seen her doing that, and Paul was aggravated. And this is what Paul said to her. Go ahead.
Verse 18. And this did she many days. But Paul, being grieved, turned and said to the spirit, I command thee in the name of Yahushua Christ to come out of her. And he came out of the same, he came out the same hour.
You sister, look, and what did it say? What came out?
That's the turn and said to the spirit, come us and this did she many days.
No, you can go back to where you was at.
Turn and said to the spirit, I command thee in the name of Yahushua Christ, come out of her. He said, come out the same hour.
Read that again.
And turned and said to the spirit, I command thee in the name of Yahushua Christ to come out of her. And he came out the same hour.
And what?
He came out.
And what?
And he came out the.
Slow it down. And what?
And he came out the.
Slow it down again. And what?
He came out the same hour.
And he, meaning this was a masculine spirit on a woman. And he came out of her that same day. Those sisters who be out here soothsaying you sisters, that is a masculine spirit.
Right. That's it.
And guess what? There's brothers who still do that to y'all today. Oh, sis, you a queen. You a goddess. Polite did it to y'all and he raped somebody's daughter.
Right.
Y'all better wake up and realize what's really going on out here, man. Our people are suffering because there are spirits on us, man. I'm gonna get another. I want to get a couple more, man, on how to battle. I might go over a little bit. I want to show y'all how to battle these spirits, man. How to battle back, man. Let me show you another spirit that got on Judas. If you can go to Luke chapter 22, verse 1.
Okay. This is the book of Luke, chapter 20, verse 1. And it came to pass that on one of these days, as he taught the people in the temple and preached the gospel, the chief priests and the scribes came upon him with the elders. Verse 2. And spake unto him, saying, tell us, by what authority doesn't thou these things? It's like, I'm gonna read it again. By what authority does it? It's like, by what authority doest thou these things? Or who is he that gave thee this authority? Verse 3. And he answered and said unto them, I will also ask you one thing.
So like, this is Luke chapter 22, verse 1.
Oh, it's like Luke chapter 22, verse 1. Now the feast of unleavened bread drew not, which is called the Passover. Verse 2. And the chief priests and the scribes sought how they might kill him.
They wanted to kill Christ. Go ahead.
For they feared the people.
Right. They were scared of the people, though. They wanted to kill Christ, like your Christian church wants to do to the ISUPK, and like your fake Israelite groups want to do to the ISUPK. They want to kill us. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Then entered Satan into Judas.
Then what?
And entered Satan unto Judas.
That's what you need to understand. When Judas turned his back on Christ, Satan entered into Judas. And guess what happened? When Satan left Judas, what did Judas do to himself? When he came to a realization on what he had done wrong, what did he do? Does anybody know what Judas did once he realized how bad he effed up? What did he do? Come on, you got it.
So this one, so he the one who betrayed Christ. Like, so didn't he betray him for gold or something?
Yep,
or money?
He sold him out. He took a payout.
Right. And then I think, if I remember, I think he was like an answer. Kazak answered, because I wasn't gonna say that. Cause I'll say he killed himself.
He killed himself.
Yeah, I ain't know that. Like,
Yeah, he killed himself. Once Satan left him, and it struck him to what he really had did. He couldn't deal with it. He couldn't live with the fact that he betrayed his brother,
right?
And he killed himself. And I understand, because you turned your back on Christ. What did Christ say to Paul? Was it Paul? Or was it Peter? When he tried to stop Christ from getting put on the cross, he said, I think it was Paul, and he told him, he said, I'm not going to let this happen. What did Christ tell Paul?
They like,
go ahead.
They know not what they do, right? No,
that was Stephen.
It's like, I forgot. I'm not sure what he said.
He said, "Get thou behind me, Satan,"
right.
Because Paul was trying to tempt Christ not to do this burden,
right?
Not to take this burden on. That's firecrackers. And why did Christ say that to Paul? Because Satan had already tempted Christ before.
Right.
When Christ was going through the fast, he got tempted then. Now we're gonna give y'all a couple scriptures on how to deal with these demons, man. How to fight back, man, when you're dealing with situations like this. If you could. Let me get these scriptures for you. All right, so like if you could you get so like we're just gonna pick back up at Matthew chapter 17, verse 21. Now, what we're going to right now, this is when the disciples couldn't get that demon out of their young brother, the brother that was a lunatic. The young brother, his father said, your disciples couldn't get this spirit out of my son. And then they came to Christ. They said, why couldn't we cast out this spirit? And this is what Christ told them. Go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 17, verse 1. And after 6 days,
17:21.
17. Oh, it's like. This is Matthew chapter 17, verse 21. How be it? This kind goeth not out, but by power. It's like, how be it? This kind goeth not out, but by prayer and fast.
By what?
By prayer and fast.
By what? By
prayer and fast.
Yeah, you're going to have to pray to the Lord, and you're going to have to fast. Why do we fast? Why do we fast? Give me Psalms chapter 35, verse 13.
Okay.
This is why we fast. And go down where it says, I humbled my soul. Baba Kashak.
Okay. This is Psalms chapter 35, verse 13. But as for me, when they were sick, my clothing was sackcloth. It's like sackcloth. I humbled my soul with fasting.
I what?
I humbled my soul with fasting. I humbled my soul.
I humbled my soul by what?
With fasting. And my prayer would return. It's like, and my prayer returned into my own bosom.
Sometimes you got to humble your soul by fasting. By fasting. That's what you got to do sometimes. Sometimes you got to fast, man. Sometimes you got to fast and pray to the Lord, man. That's what you got to do. You got to fast and pray. What did Christ do? Christ fasted for 40 days, man. He drank water, but he didn't eat food. He fasted. I remember when I was in the hospital, I fasted for like 13 days. 13 days, no food, straight water. Like whatever I was dealing with, it was gone. Like it humbled my spirit. Like I promise you. I never had been so humbled in my life before like I was that time. Whatever I was doing wrong and the Lord didn't approve of it, I got forced to humble my spirit, man. I'm talking about for them 14 days, I fasted and I prayed to the Lord. My pupils had turned back pure white. I lost weight, but I was healthy. And I learned how to battle. I learned how to fight spiritually. And that's what you got to do to fight these demons sometimes. Sometimes you gotta starve your body of certain things, man. Like when you battle the drug addiction, guess what? Sometimes you got to put the drugs down and fast, man. Put the drugs down. Put the alcohol down. Put the food down. Fast for 10 days, man. Fight back. Show the Lord that you can fight. Fight back. But we live in a society where you don't get taught how to fight. You just get taught how to give in. And that's the problem with our brothers and sisters right now. We don't want to fight. We don't want to keep the laws, statutes, and the commandments of the Lord. And with us not doing that, the Lord has stricken us with madness, blindness, and astonishment of the heart, man. Like we are underneath these curses because we don't want to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. And until we learn how to do that, you're going to continue to see our people in the streets going through these conditions. But if you want to learn how to fight back and battle these demons, man, we recommend you and we tell you, tune into these classes and go to the ISUPK.com and get in contact with a school in your nearest city so you can learn how to fight back against these demons, man. Because this oppressor is making it more easy and easier to follow these demons. And with that, I'm going to pass the class over to Priest and Officer Nayar.
Get that Priest and Officer a hand, man. Let's read ISUPK security announcement. This is the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK. Start out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which a brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi 3:18 through 3:8 through 10 means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for a priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. This will be the memorial blowing of the trumpets. This is the first day of the 7th month, Friday the 15th, September of this year. And you can find this in Leviticus chapter 23, verse 24 through 25. Remind Akim and Akwaf, that's brother and sister, to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, shalom, man. And also, man, y'all tune in to No Affiliation Radio tonight, man, at 10 o'clock. It starts at 10 o'clock, ends at 12. Y'all tune in to No Affiliation Radio because we're going in on some heavy topics, man. Shalom.